Yo, what is up, y'all? It is Score70 here, coming back at you another video. Yeah, it's been a few days. I had I had little issues going on. A little after I posted my recent video, which was, I believe, the start of the third season of my franchise series, and yeah, my Gmail account that has my YouTube, obviously my Gmail, and a lot of my other things. My main email got hacked, and I couldn't access it. Like, I couldn't access my YouTube. I couldn't access, my email, obviously. My Play Store with my debit card that was on it, so I had to get that back, which I was able to yesterday. And now I'm back to making videos. I meant to post this weekend, but I couldn't because I couldn't get my YouTube account. But I'm back. This video is just like the title says, Lions preseason reaction video. I'm going to be doing these. My hope is every Monday morning after, especially in the regular season, after the games is over on Monday. And also I'm going to do that for preseason as well, every Monday. So on Friday night was the first preseason game with the Detroit Lions. New season, and I gotta say, I was very impressed with the team. Yeah, we lost the game, and I feel like we should have won that game, but preseason isn't about winning or losing. Yeah, it's nice to win because it's still a football game, but at the end of the day, it's just to see how good our depth is and how good each player, whether they're going to be a starter or a second or a third stringer, is going to be. Because, injuries happen, us Lions fans knows a thing or two about injuries, and it's good to have depth. It's good to have good players that are, can come in even if they're a third stringer and still produce. And I thought I was very impressed with a lot of players. Like, I was impressed with Aiden Hutchinson. That was the major thing that I wanted to watch this preseason game, and this is what I'm still going to watch for the whole preseason. I wish we got a little bit more of a look of Aiden, not just one defensive drive, but he made some good plays. He made some good decisions. They started double teaming him after like the second play, and that was kind of fun to see. But that was one of the things I really want to see, because the big question mark about Aiden Hutchinson is, can he do what he did last season at Michigan on a consistent basis? Not just a one-year wonder. And that's why, at first I really wanted Aiden Hutchinson. I even called Kayvon Thibodeau a bust. I went as far as saying that. But after talking to my friend Tyler, and even after looking at some of the highlights and thinking about it, I'm like, KT was a 5-star recruit, and he played all 4 seasons, and he was the star of that team for all 4 seasons. Aiden only had that one breakout season, and that was last year. Kevin Thibodeau is going to be a dog. He is going to be a very good player, and I said that before. The big question mark is, can Aiden Hutchinson do what he did at Michigan on a consistent basis? And that's why I want to see what it looks like in the preseason and at the start of the season. Like I said, I wish we got a little more of a look, and I'm hoping in the next preseason game we see more of him, not just one drive, maybe like a full quarter, maybe a quarter and a half. But he looked good in that drive. He made a good defensive play in the backfield. Got held. He would have made a couple more plays if he didn't get held, but he looks like he's going to be a really good pass rusher, and I'm excited to see him in the regular season. But yeah, that's the one thing I really want to take a look at and see how Hutch does. Can he get pressure? And it looks like he can. He looks like he's winning off the line most of the time. At least he did in that first drive. For the exception of when he was double teamed, which was kind of cool to see. Now, on the flip side, I was very impressed with our starting offense, with our first string offense. Yeah, it was only one drive, but it led to a touchdown. The run game looked good. Jared Goff looked good. The offensive line obviously looked good. I mean, they're going to be a top 10 offensive line in football as long as they stay healthy. And I still like the 1-2 punch of Jamala and DeAndre Swift. I think that DeAndre Swift is poised for a breakout season. I think I said that in my Lions season predictions, but I think that DeAndre Swift is poised for a breakout season, and I'm all for it. I would love to see him break out. And he's a dual threat. He's a run threat and a pass threat. I think he could turn into what Aaron Jones is for the Packers. Someone who can rush the ball but still catch out of the backfield. We all know that, but as long as DeAndre Swift can stay healthy, I think he has the talent to get 1,000 yards rushing. And as long as he stays healthy with the offensive line, I think he could do that this year, and have like 500 receiving yards, 1,500 total, something like that. And I would love to see him break out. Jamal Williams is going to be a good power back still. I mean, it's Jamal. And if you guys watched the Hard Knocks video, or not a video, but an episode, which I guess is a video, but it's more of an episode. But Jamal Williams was very adamant, and he was very vocal, and that's some guy you want in the locker room, is Jamal Williams. And I hope we keep him around after this season. I think going forward, he's just he's a great person to have in the locker room, and I just hope we keep him till he retires, because whether he produces or not, he's just a good guy to have in the locker room. But yeah, I think he'll produce pretty well. Good power back. But, besides the starters, I wasn't very impressed with Okuda. Yeah, he made a couple good plays, but he also got burnt a few times. Now, yes, I know he's coming back from Achilles injury. He's a little rusty. I know this is what the preseason is all about, but wasn't really impressed with him. And I want to still have hope for him. He's entering his third year, and I'm hoping we can get a full season of Okuda, but he needs to be better. He needs to stop getting burnt. He needs to be better in coverage, and I'm hoping that throughout the preseason we see that improvement, and we see that he could be what we were hoping to get from him when we drafted him that high. I still want to have hope for Okuda, but I gotta see more. Some of the lower round rookies or high round rookies, like Malcolm Rodriguez, he made some good plays. I'm excited to see what he could bring to the table. I think it's gonna be a really good special teamer, and maybe a good rotational linebacker. I didn't get to see a lot of Josh Pascal. I don't know if he was injured or not. I can't wait to see what he does. Maybe he played. I just didn't really notice him. I got to look back at the tape. But I'm hoping I can see him in the second preseason game. Maybe he's out. I don't know much about the injuries going on right now. I know that T.J. Hockenson didn't play, but and obviously JMO he didn't play either. But I don't know about Josh Pascal. Or the other defensive lineman we drafted. I can't remember his name. But, yeah, I can't remember his name. But I hope I could see him, see what he's all about. But, yeah, going into the second stringers, wasn't very impressed with Tim Boyle. I had hopes for some reason that he could be a little bit better and be a good second string quarterback, but he made one good play, and that was on a free play. He threw it to Khalif Raymond on the sideline on a deep throw, and it was a pretty good pass. It almost was intercepted, but yeah, the defender jumped too early, but it was put in the perfect spot for Khalif, and it was a pretty good throw. Other than that, I did not like what I saw from Tim Boyle. Honestly, and we all know this, I liked what I saw from David Blau more than I saw from Tim Boyle, and I think that David Blau deserves to be the backup quarterback. He played so much better than Tim Boyle. Yeah, he had that fumble. He fumbled the snap towards the end of the game that ended up costing us the game. But besides that, he made better throws. He was a little more mobile. I just think he was just smarter with the football. So I think he deserves, and I know it's only one preseason game. Maybe Tim Boyle will show out in the next two preseason games, but I highly doubt it. And I've been saying it for a couple of years. I know a lot of Lions fans have. David Blau deserves not a starting job, but he deserves to be the backup for this team. He does, over Tim Boyle. So that's what I saw. I was very impressed with Tom Kennedy. I kind of feel bad for Tom Kennedy. When I was watching the game and I was watching him, I'm like, it feels like we've had him for like a decade. I know he's only 26. We've only had him since 2019. But it feels like he's been on this team a lot longer. Just because he's always shown out in the preseason. But we've always had such a good wide receiver core. He's never had a spot on the team, per se. He's always been on the practice squad. But he always shows out in the preseason, year in, year out. And I just feel bad that he just can't. A part of me wishes he was on a different team where he could be like a slot guy. I think he'd be a really, really good slot guy. Last year I thought it was his best opportunity, especially with all the injuries going. He played in one game, but I think he deserves a big chance. And I just don't think now with Shark, Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Quintez Cephas, Josh Reynolds, I just don't see Tom Kennedy having a spot on this team. I think he's going to go back to the practice squad, but I think he deserves a shot on another team where he could play a full season. But yeah, I just feel bad for him. But he played very well in the preseason game against the Falcons. So I liked what I saw from him. Our backup offensive linemen look good. Defense not so much. I think we need a little bit more work on the defensive side, especially in the starting defense as well. The run defense did not look good at all. Neither did the pass defense. So I'm hoping we can improve off of that. Because we let Desmond Ridder, for the most part, have his way with us, and Marcus Mariota for that one drive. But yeah, we shut him down a few times, but that 4th and 9 at the end of the game that ended up resulting in the game-winning touchdown should not have happened. I mean, I know it was the third stringers, and maybe if it was a starting defense, maybe that would have happened, but still, we should not have allowed that. And it just shows that our defensive depth is not as good as we may have thought. But it's one preseason game. I'm sure Aaron Glenn is going to rip him a new one in practice, and I think Aaron Glenn will get us better. But yeah, our defense needs to be a little bit better, especially on the run defense. I thought we did a decent job on the pass defense, but it was mainly the run defense I was really disappointed in. It didn't matter what team was out there, whether it was the first team, second team, third team. It just looked bad. And so we need to be better on that. But overall, I liked what I saw from the first preseason game. I liked the Hard Knocks episodes. I'm going to keep watching those. Yeah, I'm hoping I can see some improvement in the next preseason game. I think we face I can't remember who we face, but yeah, I like I said, the top three things the top three things I want to see in the next preseason game. I want to see more Hutchinson. I want to see a full quarter at least from Aiden. A couple defensive drives. I want to see what he can do for the exception of just one drive. I want to see better run defense, no matter what team's out there. And quite frankly, what was the third thing? I can't remember what the third thing was. Wow, my mind just spaced. But yeah, I just want to see improvement on the run defense, more Hutch, and Okuda. I want to see better from Okuda. I really do. So that's what I'm going to be looking forward to this next preseason game. I'm excited that football is back, and I'm excited for the regular season to start. Like I said in the predictions, realistically, I see us winning 5-6 games, maybe 7. But if we can stay healthy, and if maybe we could pull off an upset or two and win the games we're supposed to. And what I mean by win games we're supposed to, yeah, there might be games where I think we are supposed to win and we're not favored. But like against the Jaguars, against the Jets, Giants, Seahawks, maybe the Dolphins, the Commanders. These teams that in my opinion, we should be able to beat. As long as we can do that and maybe pull off an upset, who knows? Maybe we're going to be a dark horse for a playoff spot and be a Cinderella team. And I'm all for that too. I'm all for a magical season. But it starts with staying healthy. And, next preseason game, I like to see improvement. And by improvement, like I said, more Hutch, better on defense, better from Okuda. And let's actually win a game. Because so far in Dan Campbell's tenure, he's lost every single preseason game. And I know it doesn't really matter, just preseason isn't really about wins and losses. But I would love to see a preseason win. And I think if we can win these next 2 preseason games, go 2-1, maybe that'll give us a little good momentum heading into the regular season. Who knows? But that's it for me. Again, overall, I liked what I saw from the first preseason game. But we could be better, and I'm hoping to see some improvement in the next preseason game. Let me know what you guys think of the first preseason game, and yeah. Also, let me know what player you guys are excited to see on the Lions this coming up season. For me, it's Hutchinson, Jamison Williams, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I want to see how he can come off his rookie season. I mean, there's a lot of players I want to see. It's the whole team I want to see. But those are the top 3 I want to see. But I'm also going to get started on, I'm going to be uploading today. I'm going to get started on the next episode of the franchise series with the Tigers. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.